Mm. Shout out to everyone in here so far. I'm just trying to make sure everything looks good. What's up, Latoya? What's up, Tara? What's up? It's Ray Ray. Yeah, you caught me live, girl. I got on here a little bit earlier because I had a little time. So I was like, let me go ahead and jump on here. Because I really, when I say I wanted to talk about this, now I don't review Real Housewives, but there's some episodes and I'm just like, I really want to talk about this. In this last episode, I was just like, I really want to talk because it was just so crazy to me how all that went down. But just 1 second, let me fix this real quick. And okay, so I want to know before we start anything, if you're watching like the replay, you know, obviously I'm talking to y'all in here, but if you're watching the replay, tell me right now, are you Team Monique or Team Candiace? I just want to know. I'm doing good, Danielle. How you doing? Hey, Shonda. So, today was kind of a long day, ain't gonna lie. It was raining. I was just feeling so tired all day. And then this weekend, I told y'all on my last live, ever since I got TikTok, I've been getting so many more orders, and it's a blessing. But child, I had a time, like I had to take off the whole weekend and like, sort everything out, get my packages together so I can get everything out today. Because I try to get my packages out as soon as possible because I know the USPS been jacked up lately. So I try to get it out as soon as possible. And I'm running low on supplies, so I'm gonna have to order some more. With that being said, don't forget to shop at LaVitaRosaStyle.com. And yeah, let's see what y'all saying. Team Monique, Candiace had it coming. Team Candiace right now for sure. Team Candiace, I'm Team Monique. Candiace, oh no, we're not talking about her. We're talking about Real Housewives of Potomac. Candiace, Monique, doing great. Thank you. That's great. Um, so y'all, I'm gonna say I'm really like when you say Team Monique or Team Candiace, I'm talking simply for this situation. I'm not talking about in general, just for this situation. Candiace, I like there's a mix of teams here. I'm team neutral. I feel like in general, I'm neutral. I'm neutral in general, but for this situation, I'm not. I believe Monique was wrong. I like Candiace and Monique sometimes. It's hard to type this, but team Candiace. Honestly, I don't know. Last season with the knife on Ashley, if you keep pushing people, you will get a reaction. Okay, y'all. Hey, Pinky, I've never been Team Candiace for anything, but Monique went crazy. Team Candiace. Okay, Mari. So, Team Candiace, I guess. I don't get it either, Latoya. I don't understand why she got mad either. So, in this particular situation, I am Team Candiace. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Ever since Monique came on the show, she has not been my favorite. I'm going to be real with y'all. She hasn't been necessarily my cup of tea, but I respected her. And, I always looked at her as someone who was, genuine, tells the truth, real. You know what I'm saying? She just wasn't necessarily my cup of tea, but, I always looked at her in a positive light anyway. Candiace, when she first came on the show, I liked Candiace, but that last season kind of turned me off of Candiace. And, you know, we all know why. She got into it with Ashley and it was very childish and immature. But I feel like this season, you know, she learned from her mistakes and she really, I feel like she did what she had to do as far as walking away from certain arguments. I feel like, you know, she really is trying. Okay. And I feel like Monique was really, really pushing her. She really was, she had a bone to pick with Candiace, like for real. And it's like, okay, you can't, before the show started, you came out, you told your side. Actually, let me rewind all the way before the show even started. All the way like a few months ago when we first heard that Candiace and Monique got in a fight. Mind you, I already told y'all Candiace is not my cup of tea. I don't necessarily like her. But when I heard that they got in a fight, I just automatically took her side, just simply based off of how Candiace acted last season. And so I'm just like, okay, here she go again. You know, she already had that knife. So here she go again. I just was ready to be on Monique's side. And when we see this season, it's like at every turn, Monique is poking and poking and pushing. It's like she was treating Candiace by her behavior last season, but she made an effort to change that. So I think that is unfair, you know, to treat her that way when she's trying to change like she did. And I feel like a lot of that anger is misdirected. You're really mad at Charisse. You're really mad at Giselle. But for whatever reason, these girls are scared of Giselle. I don't know why people are so scared of Giselle. They are quick to forgive Giselle. They are quick to apologize to Giselle. I don't understand what it is about Giselle. Is it in your contract to hurry up and forgive Giselle? I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. I would have thought that she would be ready to fight Giselle out of all people. But yeah, she really kind of pushed her this season. Mari, I just knew it was Candiace's fault too. Me too. I feel like Monique had to get some anger out, and Candiace was the one who was going to take all of it. Candiace is better this season, but she has been super irritating in the past, so immature. She has, but I feel like everybody should get a chance to change. I mean, look at Ashley. Ashley was just as bad, if not worse. If not worse. Okay, if anybody should have got bopped one of these seasons, it should have been Ashley. Ashley has hit below the belt every single person on this cast. Every single person. She hit below the belt with Robin, with her situation with Juan, and her financial situation. She hit below the belt with Karen and her husband. She hit below the belt with Monique, saying she was driving drunk. Now, if anything, I would think that's what would make you want to hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because that could get you in legal trouble. Whatever this is she had with Candiace, that response of fighting and wanting to fight her was completely, it didn't match that energy she had for Candiace. It didn't match what she was actually doing, even when you know what's been going on behind the scenes. Ashley got to grow, but Candiace got her wig put. Thank you. How come Ashley gets to come back and be this Mother Mary now that she had a child? We forget everything Ashley done, but Candiace is not able to come back and have her redemption story. Is it because she didn't get pregnant? Like, why does Ashley get to come back and change? Ashley was so rude, but now she's a mother. All is forgiven. Ashley used to get on my nerves. Me too. And even she used to get on my nerves so bad, I didn't even want her on the show. I felt like she was just too much. But this season, I'm like, okay, I'm really not even mad at Ashley. I was willing to give her a chance. You know, she's changing and she's also going through a lot. And she's getting a lot back of what she's giving. So, you know, I don't even have to like go off on Ashley because she's getting that back tenfold. Oh, shout out to Jay Renee. Sent $14.99 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. She threatened her life too. Definitely went too far. I think the issue with Candiace is over that rumor. I believe Monique had some sort of affair with the trainer. I suspect maybe emotional, and she's taking it out on Candiace. Something is going on in that situation that she's not telling the truth on. She felt the need to get out in front of it and, you know, spin a narrative. You know, and at first I was like, okay, maybe they're just going to be giving her a bad edit this season. She's trying to get ahead of it. But the more I think about it, I'm like, girl, are you just trying to make sure that Chris don't get mad or Chris don't find out something that went on? Because like you said, I don't think it was anything physical, but I do think it could possibly have been something emotional that happened, because Monique secretly wants acceptance from the OG Mean Girls, Giselle, Robin, and Ashley. Because you quick to pick on Candiace, little itty bitty Candiace. Like itty bitty Candiace. Ashley's glad this happened because there's less attention on Michael. I know, right? And Monique sound childish saying she don't care about her family's image. You were just into it with Ashley last season. I believe it was last season or the season before that, talking about this DUI. She made it seem like you were driving drunk and you were so mad that she was like putting your reputation at stake. But now you don't mind when it comes to fighting somebody that didn't deserve to get fought. And how's it a blackout when you keep going and remember everything? Ashley has been the worst over the last season. I think Baby Dean has made the women forget. I think Baby Dean has softened the women up and made them forget what's going on, because Ashley has been a terror. She has been a terror over this group. And they have amnesia. The app is called, I can't remember. Let me look on my iPad real quick. But I'll post another link whenever I do another like watch thing. It's called Rave. Let's see. So let's get into the fight. So another thing, Monique tweeted that the reason why she started fighting her was because Ashley threw a glass. And it's like, girl, we saw you pull her hair first. Like, I saw, first of all, you was doing all this with her hair. That was already disrespectful right there. And if Candiace was really about that life, which we know she's not, she would have been ready to fight you right then. Because you're invading her space, you touching her hair. You know what I'm saying? That could be initiating a fight right there. But you grabbed her hair. And so once you have my hair like this and doing like that, I'm going to do whatever it is I can to get you off of me. I don't care if it's a glass, whatever it is. Especially if you're someone like Candiace who can't fight. So, I mean, why is that shocking? Monique lost the war of words and used fists instead. So wrong. I totally agree, Shonda. I totally agree. She had absolutely no smoke for Robin. Sure didn't. Just like she fell asleep. Some people, I mean, y'all really don't think she was asleep. I think she might have actually been asleep. Because she was really busy that weekend. But, you know. I thought it was funny, though, that when Candiace, you were asleep? I thought that was funny. Y'all, in the preview of next week's episode, Giselle hired a personal security. Come on, Giselle. Come on now. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. Monique got physical first. She did. Like Giselle said, she didn't throw the glass. Candiace lost the glass in the tussle. Mm-hmm. Hey, Mia. What's up, girl? Someone tried to say Robin pushed Monique and made her grab Candiace's hair. Girl, and that's the other thing. If you're going to be Team Monique, if you're going to be Team Monique, just be Team Monique. But don't try to take up for what she did. Don't try to take up for what she did. Please. Because it was totally uncalled for. There are many other situations on this show that I could be like, okay, I could understand somebody getting yoked up. You know what I'm saying? It's plenty of situations on this show that's happened, but this was not one of them. This was so uncalled for. Yeah, Giselle is extra. She's extra. I ain't gonna lie, she real extra. I personally, I like Giselle on the show. Even though I know she's like the villain, but she just cracks me up. She be doing too much. What was I finna say? So, all of that happens. And then, they pull her to the back. And then she still ran out and still was trying to fight her. And I was like, that is just too much. Like, the fight was bad enough. But for you to still be trying to run, what did Candiace do? What did Candiace do? Go back and slow it down. Giselle did push Monique. I did see that video of someone. It looked like Giselle's hand pushed Monique, but that wasn't Candiace. Yeah, the fight was so pointless. Candiace threw the champagne, but it was after the fact to get Monique off of her. Monique started it. Right. I mean, she did what she had to do to try to get her off. I don't judge nobody. I don't care if it was glass. I don't care if you got cut. Y'all in a fight. Y'all are in a fight. And whatever I need to do to get you off of me is what I'm going to do. And then you ran after her. And it's like, I could understand why Candiace was shaken up. I'm sure she did not expect to get in nobody's fight that night. You know what I'm saying? She was real shaken up, talking to Chris. And then when Monique was talking to her, Chris, he was literally, he was like, I'm embarrassed. I am embarrassed. And she was just like, well, I don't care. And I'm just like, child. And the thing is, it's like, a lot of them, Wendy was like, I do everything I can to make sure we don't have, we don't fall into the stereotype. And Black women fighting on TV, it makes us look bad. And all this. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't feel that way. Them fighting on TV, that doesn't represent me. And just because, and even if, let's say nobody Black ever fought on TV ever again, that is not going to automatically get us a seat at the table. The people that don't want to sit at the table already don't like us. They don't need reasons. They gaslight us using those reasons. But if they want to oppress us, they're going to continue to oppress us, no matter how prim and proper, intelligent, how many degrees you have. Period. And furthermore, it's white women fighting on TV. Look at Jersey Shore. Look at the other Housewives franchises. You know what I'm saying? So the whole Black woman thing, I'm like, I'm not really. I don't feel that way, but I think she was wrong because you're a wife. You have a family. This is not a good look for your daughter to be looking up to. You know what I'm saying? What if you would have got arrested? You know what I'm saying? Like Portia did. Remember, Portia got arrested when she dragged Kenya. You have a child. I mean, children. You have children. Okay? And furthermore, you know what I'm saying? You should be past that point in your life. Unless someone is putting their hands on you, that shouldn't be your, you know, your first resort is to fight them. You should be able to use your words. And I think what happened is, the Kardashians. Thank you, Mia. The Kardashians. They be fighting too. You should be able to use your words. You are a grown woman. Candiace was getting the best of you with words, and you couldn't take it, and you pulled her hair. You never see Beverly Hills getting into physical fights, but they'll throw some glass. They done did some trashy stuff too over there. And New Jersey, don't even get me started on New Jersey and Teresa. Teresa's husband, Joe Giudice, and her brother got into a physical fight that was really scary. Candiace got under her skin. Monique could have lost everything over this silly mess. Chris was upset, and I feel like Chris was not trying to like do too much so they could, you know what I'm saying? They like to have a united front, especially after what was, you know, happening behind the scenes with her best friend trying to break them up or whatever. So I feel like they were trying to have a united front, but you could tell he was upset, and he was trying to get her to be like remorseful, and she wasn't at all. Their hair flip was encroaching on someone's personal space. I wish we would stop caring about trying to appear palatable for everyone else. I agree with that. If you're going to try to present yourself in a, you know, if you're trying to present yourself in a more respectable way, don't do it for them. Do it for yourself. Do it for your brand. You know what I'm saying? Do it so people can see, you know, I don't want you to have to represent every single Black woman against the others so we can get a seat at the table. That should not be the reason why. Everyone was embarrassed for Monique except for her. The Italian men will fight. They were fighting like hard. Like I thought they were gonna hurt each other for real. New Jersey was the ghetto. Sure was. You want to talk about some hood rats? and don't make me bring up mob wives. They'll get to fighting in a minute. Candiace has a mouth on her. She definitely does. She definitely does. I'm not gonna say Candiace doesn't have a mouth on her, but the thing is, Candiace has been trying to avoid this. She hasn't been using her mouth. She's been trying to be as respectful as possible. She's been trying to handle it in the most mature way possible, but Monique kept pushing and pushing and pushing. Monique was trying to get street cred for her rap career. You know, I really do think Monique is about that life. I do. And I think, you know, when she got with Chris, that's when she started switching up her persona. Because Chris obviously don't like that. You know, he obviously he didn't like the fighting. He was very upset. So I'm thinking a lot of, you know, how she was, like, she changed. And somebody mentioned this. I don't know if it was on one of my lives or what, but someone said, no, it was a YouTuber, said that you know, Monique reminded him of Portia, because Portia, you know, when we first met Portia, she was prim and proper, and you know, she didn't do none of the stuff all the rest of the women did. She would have never been caught fighting physically. And then as soon as she got the divorce, it's like you got the twerking, the half dress, the physically fighting. And it's like if Monique wasn't with Chris, would that side of her come out? And I thought that was a great point. Like I feel like Monique definitely has this in her, but she's like she tames it down for her husband. I just knew I would be Team Monique before the season started. Candiace was wrong for pushing, but Monique needs more self-control. It's ridiculous. I agree. I agree. I definitely agree. Yes, I agree. I like the mature choices that Candiace has made this season. This is what happens when you force women to hang out, though. Now that's true. That's very true because it's like they obviously were not cool with one another. And the thing is, it's like they were acting fake in the beginning, hugging each other because y'all was not cool. Monique obviously had a problem with Candiace. Candiace was not cool with her. She was supposed to do her podcast and she dropped out of it. And Monique was like, well, how you going to drop out of it? Because y'all are at odds. What do you mean? I wouldn't do it either. Why would I come on your podcast? Candiace been trying this season, but she's still not innocent, especially if she tried to befriend Charisse when her and Monique fell out. I don't know. I don't know. Because I need to hear her side of the story when it comes to that. I want her to get on live and explain everything. The difference is after Portia dragged Kenya, she was remorseful. That is true. She was remorseful. Like immediately, she was like, "Why did I do that?" and Nene was holding her face. Stop it! Stop it! That is a classic scene. And Kenya also deserved it. Right. Like, if there was a real buildup and Candiace actually, if this was Candiace versus Ashley last season, or even let's say Monique wasn't pregnant last season. And when she said, drag me, Monique, and Monique dragged her, I would have been, you would have got a standing ovation. Low key, because somebody needed to knock some sense into Candiace last season. But this season, it was so unwarranted. It was just unwarranted. It was so unnecessary. I don't understand why she's mad at Candiace. Aren't most of the women friends with Charisse? Right. They're both to blame for the demise of their friendship. I could see that. I could see that. What's happening in the Samuels household seems to be I think you mean a lot going on. I know. And I think she's taking out what's happening with her and Chris. It's like a buildup of anger. And I feel like she really like released that on Candiace. Kenya is crazy though. I love me some Kenya, but that drag was strategy. Me too. I was waiting on it last season. That's when she deserved it. I mean, if Ashley knew how to fight, I don't think Ashley knew how to fight. If she knew how to fight, I'm sure she probably would have fought her because she was doing a little bit too much. But then again, like I mentioned earlier in this live, Ashley has done way worse than Monique. If anybody deserved to get knocked out over these past seasons, it's Ashley. Make no mistake about it. And a lot of this stuff she going through now, I feel like it's because of how she treated everybody else's marriage. Why do they say Candiace has too much mouth? They all talk crap about each other. Now that's true. That's true too. That's true too. That's true too. It may be more to their beef that we don't know. Monique would have put it out there. She's been putting everything. She's been doing live. She's been tweeting. I feel like Monique has done everything she can to try to frame this the way she wants it to be framed, and we're just actually seeing it for what it is. Monique did the same thing to Giselle with inviting his ex-wife. I forgot about that. Ooh, I forgot about that. That bird was on my nerves. She's been picking with little Candiace for the longest. Monique hides her pain by being a workaholic. She's disconnected from her kids and her husband. That's interesting. That's an interesting perspective. I could see that. Then Monique lied and told all the blogs that Candiace threw a drink at her first. She sure did. Candiace put Charisse in touch with Monique's friend who spread the nasty rumors. I mean, that is jacked up. That's jacked up. That is. Now, if that's true, that's I can't defend that. That's terrible. You should not be doing that. And but I don't know. Would that make you fight? Maybe. I don't know. I think if Monique really was about that life, she would have fought Robin when Robin was chest to chest with her. That was actually an invitation to fight. She had that umbrella. She had that umbrella. Monique could have dragged Robin. What happened? Woo. If you watch each of the ladies' lives, you will see it was a lot more going on that's not on the show. I'm gonna need for everything to come out in the reunion. Then I'm tired of seeing this live and seeing this live. Because I don't see all the lives and I don't see all the information and all the tweets. I'm gonna need for y'all to get on this reunion and tell us the truth and stop having all this behind the scenes mess. If she has enough control not to put hands on Giselle or Charisse, then she should not touch nobody. Now that's okay. That's real. What's funny about Monique, she supposedly, where did they go? She supposedly has money, but it comes off as her trying to pretend she's a boss. Yeah, like when it came out that she spent all this money on Not for Lazy Moms and it wasn't even returning a profit. I'm just like, girl, you have money to have people help you like advertise, promote, like you're paying people a salary. What are they doing? A real boss will be on top of that. And also would cut their losses if they was losing money. I don't get why she believed what Giselle told her about Candiace befriending Charisse just to get back at Monique. Giselle's not your friend. Now that's true too, because it's like, really, I feel like Giselle. Oh, and something just popped in my head. Somebody was saying, Candiace did something shady to Monique. Monique said it wasn't about that. About that whole situation with Charisse. She said the fight wasn't about that. I just remembered that. But anyway, yeah, so with that being said, I feel like Giselle sparked this fight. Like she planted the seed that had Monique treating Candiace this sort of way, and the build up, it just snowballed into this fight. So if anything, if she was gonna be running back to fight somebody instead of running trying to get Candiace, she should have been running trying to get Giselle. Cause this is your fault. You started all this mess. But Monique did let Giselle get in her head. She's a grown woman. She didn't have to let her get in her head like that. Giselle ain't never been your friend. Why are you listening to Giselle? Why are you listening to Giselle? I can't even get it out. Why are you listening to Giselle? She has never been your friend. She has never liked you. Ever. Monique needs a new name for that podcast. Thank you, Shonda. Most podcasts are a lot more successful and spend way less money. Thank you. I'm not even a mother, and I'm offended. Not for lazy moms. That's just, and I'm not, and I don't even think you have to be a lazy mom to be offended. It's just it's like you're being very condescending. You know what I'm saying? Very judgmental with that name. She needs to change that name. That is not a good name. Giselle does what she does every single season. Can't blame Giselle. I'm telling you, she was mad about that podcast. Monique always lets Giselle live in her head rent free. And I kind of don't believe Monique, because if Candiace really tried to spread rumors about her family, why does Chris keep saying he lied? That's it. Right. That's another reason. It's like Chris keeps saying he's upset about the fact that they fought and that they're fighting because he likes them. But Chris was ready to fight in that live before the season started. He was ready to fight. He must have been talking about Charisse and Giselle. The name is very off-putting. Exactly. There's no such thing as a lazy mom. And why was Monique so bothered that Candiace didn't have a honeymoon? Right. That ain't none of your business. That ain't none of your business. If they never have a honeymoon, what does that have to do with their relationship? What does that have to do with their bond as a husband and wife? What does that have to do with anything? See that materialistic thing. That's one of the things that bother me about Monique. She can be very materialistic and throw all of her riches in your face. Like, oh, I just have so much to do, even though I have a nanny and I have people working for me. Mrs. Mature Monique would have approached Candiace to verify. Maybe Mom on the Move or something like that. There she could come up with something else. And tone deaf from someone with a nanny and a housekeeper. We're gonna talk about, before I jump off the live, I'm gonna talk about Giselle's dad. We're gonna get to that too. Candiace was an easy target. Monique needs a fight club to get the anger out. Yeah, go box, girl. Go do some boxing. Giselle is in charge of the girls. Chris needs, oh, I missed it. Chris needs to not get into women's business. Juan would never. But I mean, she called him talking about it. So, oh, you must be talking about the live. Yeah, I think it was a little too much saying he was ready to fight. If he was a woman, he would have fought them. I think that was a little bit too much. Like, you're not a woman, so you probably shouldn't be saying it. You're actually a big man. So, you should have left that to Monique to say. She'll throw hands. She wanted to bring Candiace on the podcast to shade her. She was already gearing up for it at the staff meeting. Right. Candiace was smart for not going. She's smart for not being a part of it. Because I'm into it with you, but I'm going to come on your podcast. Monique was still shading Candiace, but wanted her to participate in the panel still, all while selling tickets. Is the title for the podcast supposed to be sarcastic? I don't know. I feel like it's shade. It feels like shade. Not a nanny and a housekeeper calling other moms lazy. Thank you. Now, am I mad for Monique having a housekeeper and a nanny? No. But you having a name like Not for Lazy Moms and having that, it's a little bit, it's not clicking. They have a ton of rage rooms here, Monique. Oh, I would love to do a rage room. Especially right now, I could really use a rage room. I almost turned my own room into a rage room a couple of times. Monique should be fighting Charisse, not Candiace or Giselle. For whatever reason, Giselle is off limits. They scared of Giselle. Like somebody said, Giselle is in charge of the girls. The only person that really comes at Giselle is Karen. Karen, she do not bite her tongue at all. She will go in on Giselle. So speaking of Giselle, let's talk about y'all are crazy. Try axe throwing. That sounds fun too. We need to once all of this is over with, Caitlin, we should go do one. Just get it all out. Monique is not the sharpest tool in the box. Giselle is an EP of the show. Is that why? Because she's an executive producer? Because they tiptoe around Giselle. Like they'll argue with Giselle, but they're quick to forgive her and quick to apologize. For real. And Giselle's an OG. Well, Karen is an OG. And Karen is an OG in age. And Ashley especially was very disrespectful to Karen. Giselle too. Like I'm like, y'all, I know y'all are, y'all are all in the same playing field, but Karen is a little bit older. Like y'all talking to her crazy. And Karen has never really been my cup of tea until this season. I really like her this season, but they would be talking to her crazy. I don't think she's an EP, but definitely a producer fave. Gotta be, because she get away with murder. But let's go ahead. First of all, let me say, Giselle has made me really dislike Jamal Bryant. When she first came on this show, it was cheater, pumpkin eater. Okay? She wrote a book about his cheating scandals. Jamal cheated on her when they were engaged. I believe he had a couple of babies during their marriage. The divorce was well deserved, right? Her being angry with him and, even talking about him was well deserved. But so, with all that being said, her getting back with him is, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't understand why she's back with him. That doesn't make any sense. I know that's the father of your children, but even your children ain't supportive of that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're going to talk about Karen them too. He got 6 or 7 kids or 6 or 7 baby mamas, like the daddy said. The daddy didn't know what a hot mic was. The daddy didn't know just because you're off camera, that doesn't mean your mic is not still recording you. And he went in on Jamal. And I'm not even mad about it. Giselle's dad said he had 6 to 7 baby mamas and she has 3 kids. So, that's a lot going on. Exactly. And then Giselle didn't even want to address it in her confessionals. And then for her dad to confirm that, you could tell they trust nothing he does. Them girls do not trust him. I was thinking it had something to do with money too. Because them girls are getting older and, child support she ain't gonna have child support for much longer. He couldn't hold it in for any longer. I know. Ooh, he was hot as fish grease. I know. See, the thing is, I think he did care because he didn't say that to them. He didn't say that at the table. I don't think he even said it to Giselle. He said it when he thought he was off camera. And he didn't know, your mic could still be hot and recording you. I find it interesting that she hasn't found a new stable guy. I think, Giselle's very picky. If you look at, I remember her dating some men in the past, and there was one guy that her mom really liked, and the guy seemed like he really liked her, and she just didn't see it for him. And I'm like, he's attractive, he has money, your mom likes him. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand why she didn't go for him. She just seems like she's a really picky person. And she's very beautiful, but she has to understand, you're older, you have kids, you have baggage, it's okay to have, have a think you're a prize or whatever, But you should also be realistic. If a man is coming at you and he has majority of the things on your list, give him a chance. He sees she's happy, but Dad hates him. Bravo is messy because Bravo did not have to put that audio in there. They really did not. Jamal knew Daddy didn't have it for him. He sure did. I believe he know it too. And I feel like Jamal made this grand gesture for the kids, buying them a restaurant. I think he did it for the reasons that he said it as well, like, build generational wealth. And I think it's an awesome thing. But I also think he knew he had to do something to like get in people's good graces. Curtis Graves was the real MVP. Yeah, it's weird how the kids said they didn't approve. Giselle is doing it for the clout. I don't see the chemistry. Me either. She is high maintenance and loves the limelight. She loves Jamal, cheater and all. Yeah, cause Jamal gonna keep her gonna keep her relevant. I think Giselle got a low key man, but she will never bring him on the show. Interesting. The production on Potomac is one of the best. They always give us a great season. They sure do. They've only gotten better. So I don't want to be on here for too long, but I did want to talk about Karen and her issues with her husband. And I'm just like, y'all need to get this together. Y'all too old. I know Karen is younger than him, but he's 80. Like, he's set in his ways. Like, I would have been offended by the fact that he said he didn't know if he was in love with her anymore. I would have been offended by that as well. I probably would have felt some type of way. But at the end of the day, are y'all? I hope they don't get no divorce over this. Giselle talks about everything else but Jamal and her relationship. Oh, thank you, Alexis. You sent me an email. I'm gonna have to check my emails. I haven't even checked my emails today. Ray was trifling. He was, but he said he was being honest. He was being honest. There's a disconnect, obviously. I thought maybe Karen might have been doing this for like a storyline, but when he said that, like obviously what she had been feeling was true. I don't know who you are anymore. Oh, Ray, when Ray said I don't get know who you are, I can see that too, because she seems like she's like kind of like transforming and finding her own. She started her own business, so she's bringing in her own money. I don't know that she's ever done that in a relationship. Like he's used to being the breadwinner, therefore everything that she did either catered to him or to their kids. And so he felt like, like what he said with the whole cooking for him thing. Now that the kids are gone, it seems like you was cooking for the kids, you weren't really cooking for me. And so he doesn't feel catered to the way he once did. If he's not in love with her and wants to stay in the marriage, Karen needs to get a boyfriend on the side. You're crazy. Karen had to know age would be a factor at some point. She probably really didn't even, she probably didn't even think about that when she was young and met Ray. That was hurtful, Ray. They don't talk off TV. Why spill that on camera? Well, she was the one who got a life coach and had them do that on camera. He was being honest. She's trying to turn into Giselle. They probably agreed to retire, but this show was a come up for Karen. Yeah, I think Karen is really like, she's basking in the limelight too. He feels neglected. And I could see that. I could see him feeling neglected too. Um, and then she was like, "Well, you don't like take me out like you used to." And it's like, he's 80. He's 80. Like, he tired. He wants to be retired. He wants to chill. She had to get her a gig because money is a factor. Ooh, after the tax issues, he may feel she doesn't need him as much. To be honest, I think Karen has already had a man on the side. Ooh, Sharice did say that. It's interesting to see their age gap play out. That is interesting. All right, I want some chicken, please. Thank you, but don't spam the chat. Um, remember Ray wants to be in Florida. That's true. Ray wants to be left alone. I don't think Ray necessarily wants to do this TV show. He just does it for Karen. And in a way, that's love. Because if I didn't want to do something, I'd be like, I don't know. I would really have to love someone to get on reality TV with them. Because I would never want to do reality TV. That's the last thing I want to do. Karen looks good. I agree. Karen looks good. She do. All right. I'm gonna have to put you on timeout. You're doing a little bit too much. But yeah, you guys, was that it? Is that everything? Other than I'm proud of Ashley, if you're gonna be with someone who's gonna be doing all this stuff behind your back and embarrassing you, get your money. And she making sure she getting her money. We all know why Ashley is with Michael. So she's doing what she gotta do. And honestly, I don't think she's gonna be with Michael for too much longer. Like, she got this other baby. She's about to have this other baby. I think she's gonna have this other baby, and maybe a year or two later, they're gonna go ahead and get that divorce. Ashley securing the bag. She got 2 kids, a prenup that's that already says she gets like what, $1 million in property or whatever. And now she getting a post-nup that's gonna secure it even further. So at least get your money. He stay embarrassing you. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, y'all. Shout out to everyone in the chat. This was a great little chat real quick. I didn't even expect all of you all to be up in here like this. But yeah, it was fun. You think she gonna stay? She's using cheating as leverage to renegotiate the marital agreement. I'm not mad. I think she gonna leave him. I think that's why she having these kids. I wonder if Ashley finds Michael attractive. She said he reminds her of her daddy, which is weird. Honestly, it just means she has like serious daddy issues. Hopefully she's working on them. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off. See you later.